Greetings, hello, welcome back to CSI Crowdsourced Illuminations. Excuse the noises that my dogs are making in the background. I do apologize, as always, so things are normal. Tonight, our flashlights are on for Aleah Scheible, a missing 17-year-old out of Las Vegas, North Las Vegas. First, though, don't forget to hit the subscribe and like button. It helps the YouTube gods see us and get the word out. Thank you so much. Okay, so previously I had recorded a video on Aleah Scheible. I'd spoken with her father and a live to help spread awareness of her case. I'll review the details surrounding Aleah, then provide an update recently received from her mother. So here we go. Aleah was officially adopted around the age of 9 years old by her parents back in 2014. However, she had lived with her adoptive family for a year or two before she was officially adopted. Her biological mother had struggled with substance abuse, and when Aleah was about 8, her mother lost both of her daughters, Aleah and Aleah's sister Brianna. Aleah is Facebook friends with her biological mother, and they comment on each other's posts. However, there's been no activity on any of Aleah's social media since her disappearance in 2020 December. Aleah is a kind soul and wants to be a nurse or counselor to help others who have had similar struggles as she has. You see, Leah has had some health issues that she's dealt with throughout her life. She struggles with PTSD, borderline personality disorder, bipolar, and a few health conditions, including a thyroid condition that can cause her heart to have issues without the proper treatment and medication. When Aleah left, she did not take her medication. She has been in and out of hospitals in the past for some of her health issues. Excuse me. Aleah has left her home 4 times previous to or 3 times previous to this. This is the 4th time. Typically, she had left because of arguments with the family. For instance, she lost phone privileges one time due to grades. And so it always seemed to be that there was some sort of trigger for her running away. This time, there's no known reason why she would have left. There didn't seem to be anything going on at home that would upset her. She did have some bad grades, but she had time to get them raised, and it did look like her grades were actually coming up at the time. The times that she had left the home previously, I'll go ahead and list those out here. The first time, she ran up the street and her dad chased after her. There happened to be police at the corner who saw the whole incident. She did tell law enforcement that her dad tried to choke her, but they were able to see them and didn't see anything of the sort. The case was investigated and then dismissed. When they ran into the police, they told her she needed to go back inside, and she took off running. She ended up being at a friend's house and then returning safe to home that evening. The second time, she cut her wrist with something sharp and ran out of the house. Again, her dad chased her down and this time found her lying on her back in someone's backyard about 5 houses down from where they live. The third time, she took off to a friend's house and told the parents there that she had been kicked out of her home. Her parents finally figured out where she was. They talked to the parents of her friend, and they were able to go pick her up and bring her home, all within 24 hours. So she's never been gone longer than a couple hours before this time. So This time is the fourth time, and it started on the morning of December 9th. Aleah woke up before everyone else at about 7 a.m. She left through the front door and she was seen on the doorbell camera uh, going down the street with a bulging full backpack and a phone in her hand. Aleah's parents reported her missing and started making calls to her friends, who all stated they did not know where she was, except for one friend who did mention that earlier in the week, Aleah had asked her for a ride to the airport, but her friend was unable to do so and said no. Also, Aleah's parents have been in contact with Aleah's biological mother, who has been supportive in the search for Aleah. She too is concerned and has put out flyers and helped in other ways. The biological father of Aleah is not well known and is apparently living in Mexico, which makes you kind of wonder, she did ask for a ride to the airport. Could she be attempting to reunite with her biological father? When Aleah's parents called their cellular phone provider, they learned there was a lot of activity for a long time, which was typical for their daughter. She was a teenager who was constantly on her phone. Then abruptly, it all stopped the evening of December 8th. And then, of course, she left early December 9th at 7 a.m. The parents do know of spare phones she had had in the past that her friends had given her, so it's possible she could have a spare phone. As far as a boyfriend goes, there is a boy that she dated for about 3 or 4 months, and her parents aren't sure whether they were still together or not. Her boyfriend's name is Giovanni. He's 18, and he moved to Reno, Nevada for a job at the Tesla plant there. And at one point, Aleah was really distraught because he had moved to Reno and she didn't want a long distance relationship. So it's unclear as to whether they are back together or not back together. But there was a time in the past when Aleah had run away and uh, Mr. Scheible had spoken with him, and Giovanni said uh, he didn't know where she was or hadn't heard from her. And come to find out, once Aleah was found, he did know. And so the parents kind of asked him, well, why didn't you tell us? And he said, well, I knew she was okay, and that's all that mattered. And so this time, again, they did ask if he had heard from her, and he was pretty nonchalant and just said that he didn't know where she was. So the update is that there is a new organization that the Scheibles have been in contact with called AWARE, AWARE. And within hours of them being in contact with this organization, there was a new missing flyer. The local news had been alerted, and they actually aired Aleah's story. Also, in addition to that, a detective has now been assigned to her case. So that's all great news. My dog has the hiccups. Can you hear this poor thing? Oh, goodness gracious. She's pathetic. You should see her face. I'm so sorry to interrupt with this, but she's really in a crisis. She's having a dog crisis. Anyway, so this company or this organization, Aware, has really helped and has moved things forward and has gotten some things done in just a few short days, more than what they've been able to get done in almost 4 months. So this is great, and it gives hope that someone will recognize Aleah, or even Aleah herself may see the coverage on the news and maybe even hopefully lead to the family getting the information they so desperately need, which is to know that their daughter is safe. So I am going to read the article. It's from 8 News Now out of Las Vegas, and it's by Nikki Bowers. It was posted on March 4th, 2021. KLAS North Las Vegas reports police are trying to locate a 17-year-old girl who has been missing since December 2020, Aleah Sierra Scheible, who also goes by the name Sierra Renee Jenkins, who was last seen on December 8th at her home in North Las Vegas. The teen, who's 5 feet 4 inches and 154 pounds, was last seen wearing a red hoodie, jeans, and red Vans. She was said to have been carrying a navy blue and pink backpack. Aleah's nose and ears are pierced. According to her family, she suffers from several medical conditions and is without her medication. Anyone with information on Aleah's whereabouts is asked to call the North Las Vegas Police Department at 702-633-9111. So that's great news. That is some media coverage that they had not gotten before. And so also with the detective being on the scene now, that's fantastic. So everybody keep your flashlights on for Aleah. Spread this video around, spread her picture around, share it wherever you can, and hopefully bring Aleah home, or at the very least, give the family some sort of information to know that their daughter is safe and that nothing bad has happened to her. Okay, y'all. Thanks for coming. Love ya. Good night. Bye-bye. And we will close with some words from Aleah herself.
So I decided to go ahead with this video, and I want you to know that I love you a lot, and I want to thank you for everything you've done for me, and that I love you a lot, lots and lots and lots and lots and lots. And I'm excited to get this new house, because, what? Oh my god, it's a beautiful house. But you are a really good mom, and although you may feel like you're not, you are. And yes, anxiety can get the best of you, but we just gotta be calm and collective and think happy thoughts. You just walked in the door, and you can see this video later. Love you.
Time